It is no joke. Hard work, hard labor, long, hot. We were out there, what? Felt like 2 hours. How long was it?
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes? Felt like at least 2 hours.
You know, I'm seeing all these videos right now where all these farmers are crying about not getting no help right now. You know what? Let me ask you something. When have you ever heard of a black farmer crying about it? Never. And you want to know why? Because they ain't never got no help in the first place. That's right. USDA's literally admitted to discriminating against black farmers. And literally black farmers had to sue, thousands of them, to get what white farmers are handed for free. And fast forward to today, all these farmers crying that they can't get no help. You see, black farmers, they've been struggling. Y'all just now feeling what they've been feeling for over 100 years. Black farmers, they used to own over 19 million acres of land. But guess what? Systematic racism, denied loans, shady politicians, and legal loopholes wiped them all out. Yeah. And now they're 1% of America's farmland. When the government finally tried to pass relief for the black folk back in 2021, white farmers sued to block it, claimed it was reverse discrimination. Make that make sense. So, you know, next time you see folks complaining about farm aid, why don't you ask them, where's the help for the black farmers? Ask them why their struggle is just now important when others have been suffering for centuries.
Wagwan family, welcome back to my YouTube space. Peace and power to every black soul turning in today. Thank you for your love, for your support, for your courage, and always seeking the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Now, this is not just a video. This is a reflection, a message, and a mirror of what is happening around us. For example, what's happening around black people. In today's video, we are going to talk about white farmers and black farmers. Now, the reason why I'm talking about that is because white farmers right now are having a hard time, and they are regretting voting for Donald Trump. They are crying, and we have seen videos outside. Things are not okay with them. That's for white farmers. But again, on the other hand, black farmers are not seem like they are regretting. Even there's a white man or white lady who have asked, have you ever seen white or black farmers creating videos regretting? And she answered, no. The reason why black farmers are not regretting, we are going to get it on this video today. Because something strange is happening. All across America, in the rural area, for example, white farmers are crying out, are complaining, are screaming, regretting, because the system they believed in is the one, or the system they voted in, it's like it's against them, because they thought they will be defended. They thought that they are voting this system to defend them, but it has turned its back against them. The twist is black farmers are silent, not because they don't feel anything, not because they don't feel anything, but because they felt this pain for decades. And that's one thing we are going to talk about it, because they were feeling this pain in silence, in suffering, in struggle. So white farmers right now are raging because they expected help. Black farmers, they never got any from the beginning, so they are okay. Before I go down in this video, I want you to watch these clips that are played here, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
So I'm a black farmer, and a lot of people are wondering, why are black farmers not panicking like a lot of white farmers? Well, let me explain to you the reasons why. It's because white farmers have been handed everything to them, a lot of them. Not saying all of them, but a good bit of them. And by that I mean this. MLK even pointed out, he says, farmers in the West and the Midwest who were white, they were given land, they were given money, they were given training, they were given a lot. Whereas the black farmers weren't given anything, and the largest civil rights settlement in U.S. history is Pigford v. Glickman. where you had a class action lawsuit, bunch of black farmers all joined the lawsuit, and they won a huge settlement because the USDA was shown to be racist for decades. So because black farmers haven't been given anything, we've been learning to do without, unlike your white farmers. So when things are taken away from you, all your subsidies, all your tax breaks, guess what? You panic. Whereas we've always been going through this shit. So there's problems in privilege.
Buy some land. Buy some land. Guess what? White farmers are going to be losing some of these farms too. It won't be just black farmers. Some of these mid-scale farmers are going to be losing their farm. Buy some land. If you can afford a ragged-ass Cadillac and Mercedes-Benz, you can afford 5 acres in the country. Yes, I said it. Yes, stop buying them cars, stop buying them designer clothes, and buy 5 acres in the country. That's the first thing we can do as black people. Don't leave that money in the bank right now. Buy some land when it's going to become available. And you heard it from me first. There's going to be a lot of land for sale in America, and we can't let Bill Gates and China and the rest of the people buy it. That's the first thing. We have a rich history of farming. I bet everybody on that panel came from somebody's farm and somebody from one of these southern states here in the country, and we have a farmer in our family. Tell the rich story of history of what our forefathers did. We own 20 million acres. We're the best farmers ever in this country because we survived with no loans. We survived with discrimination. We survived with ag companies not supporting us. And we're still here by the grace of God. And guess what? We're going to survive that. You want to know why? We survived slavery. We survived Jim Crow. We survived sharecropping. All the things that they thought would put us out and put us down, we're still here. We're still here by the grace of God.
A lot of white farmers are scared. They're struggling with new rules, losing money, and blaming the government. Some of them are even crying out for help. But you don't hear much from black farmers. Why? Because we already know the game. For years, black farmers have been left out on purpose. The system was built to push us out. Our land was stolen. We were denied loans. We were shut out of programs that white farmers used to grow rich. So now, when Trump's policies or government changes hurt white farmers, we don't feel the shock the same way. Why? Because we were never included in the first place.
Have you noticed that there's one group that has not made any noise or made videos complain about Trump's policies hurting them or their business? Black farmers. How many videos have you seen of black farmers, excuse me, making videos going, oh, I'm going to lose my farm because Trump cut off benefits. I'm going to lose my farm because the Department of Agriculture no longer gives me subsidy. How many videos have you seen of black?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today? My name is Lane. I'm a third-generation farmer from Florida, and I'm standing in a field of potatoes we planted 70 days ago. We're going to dig one up. We're going to take a look and see what it looks like. This is a 90-day variety here. They are lapping up pretty good. Vines are looking nice and healthy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything good underneath them. But like I say, we're about to see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I forgot to bring a tripod with me, but these things are big. I mean, they're about knee high. I'm 6'1". Nice, healthy looking vines. Enough talking, let's dig one up. And this right here so you get your hands dirty. Mama didn't raise no pretty boy. Well, this is what we got so far. That's what's to be expected this time of year. Now, like I said, this is a 90-day variety, but we ever hardly harvest them on the 90th day. We give them plenty of time to grow in size like we need them to. Now, looking at the seed here, that's the original seed piece that grew this plant. We cut our seed in a half, thirds, or fourth. That way we get more use out of them. This farm that I'm on has some of the sandiest ground that we have. Nice, good sandy dirt produces pretty potatoes. I'll cover them back up. I'll come back and get them when it's time. I plan on trying to film as much as possible, trying to keep you updated on how the process is coming with growing the crop, but pretty soon here, before we know it, it'll be time to get in here and dig them.
Black farmers. Imagine how healthy we would be if we had more black farmers, or let's pretend we have only black farmers, right? I'm talking about the way that the Midwest is going to fall apart without federal funding, specifically all of these farmers, right? But one group that's going to do well is black farmers because they never got all of these handouts. And so I am not opposed to a strategy where we do let some of these rural Midwestern towns kind of fall apart on their own doing and take that as a redistricting opportunity. But think about this. Native Americans, how much healthier would our planet be and our land be if Native Americans had more farmland, which will be one of the groups that have the cash to do so. So I don't know, it's a silver lining I'm trying to think of. I was just trying to think if I've ever known a major farm or plant to have a food recall that was black owned, and if there is, I certainly can't think of.
Donald Trump, don't backpedal now. Now you're saying or acting like you're regretting or that it was a mistake that you did this mass deportation, although you set it in place and this was planned and thought out way before your presidency when y'all were concocting up this Project 2025. You had plenty of time to think about the consequences this was going to have, and you still proceeded with it. So now you're just realizing that all immigrants aren't criminals. Now you want to realize that they are actually hardworking people that have been working on these farms for over 20 years and just want to make an honest living for their family. Now you want to realize that now you have shipped all these hardworking immigrants off to their native land, that us Americans are not going to want to work in these fields for the prices that they are paying these immigrants. Now you're seeing that the farmers are suffering because of your dumb ass decisions. And it's sad because your blatant racism wouldn't allow you to actually delve into how agriculture works and how important the immigrants are when it comes to farming. And now you want to sit on a podium saying something needs to be done and that we have to use our common sense. Don't get French with us now. We ain't got to do nothing because I did not vote for you. I did not do this. So you need to fix this since they, the MAGA people, voted for you.
It is fascinating that you think this is going to happen because it's not. They have tried for decades to try and get Americans to go pick in the fields, and it's failed every fucking single time. So let me give you a little history, okay? Let's go back to the year 1965. And there's a Secretary of Labor dude named W. Willett Wirtz, and he wanted to recruit 20,000 high schoolers and college students across America to go pick in the fields, okay? See, what happened was, prior to 1965, there was something called the Bracero Act. It was put into place during World War II. It was an agreement between the American government and the Mexican government that allowed Mexican agricultural workers to come up and harvest across the United States, okay? What happened was there was an activist named Cesar Chavez, and he started to advocate against the poor working conditions, the wage theft, and many other things that were going on with the Mexican agricultural workers that were coming up and working. So America, rather than make conditions better, also don't forget this is during the Civil Rights Movement, they thought, you know what, we'll just end this program and we'll just have white boys go pick in the fields. That'll solve all problems. Let's get into it. They launched a program called A-Team. That's right, not the TV show with Mr. T. No, it was the agricultural team. And this was they put ads in the newspaper all across America to recruit. Here's the interesting thing. 18,000 people did sign up. However, only 3,300 actually participated in the program and got to work in the fields. Guess what happened? Problems immediately arose for the A-Team nationwide. Okay, so this is directly from an article. In California, Salina Valley, 200 teenagers from New Mexico, Kansas, and Wyoming quit just after 2 weeks on the job. We worked 3 days and all of us were broke. The Associated Press quoted one team as saying, students elsewhere staged strikes. Living conditions and wages were so bad that they quit. The experiment quickly disappeared into the proverbial dustbin of...
Welcome back. Now, here is where I'm so happy to talk. I love to rant about black people, what's happening around us. And I'm not happy what's going on white people because there's a lot of white brothers and sisters who are waking up to the truth, especially the white Gen Zs. They're waking up to the truth that they were lied since back then. Now, let's go back to the history. I love history. Once upon a time, right after slavery, black people in America owned lands. In fact, it was by 1920, black farmers owned over 14 million acres of land. And that was generational wealth, food independence, and economic power. That's back then. But something happened. The system didn't like that. The system didn't like when black people owned a number of land. Now, I always say that for you to have generational wealth, you have to own a land. A land is very prestigious, and that's why the first thing the colonizers did in Africa, they stole land from Africans. Now, the system did not like when black Americans owned this land, so they started slowly stripping it away. So they did this through discriminatory discrimination by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I think it's called USDA. They oppressed black farmers by denying them loans, resources, and subsidies through violence, intimidation, and forced sales. Now, by early 2000s, I want you to listen to this history. By early 2000s, black farmland dropped to about 1 million acres from 14 million acres. From 14 million acres to 1 million acres. That's not just land loss. That is a silent war. So, when black farmers cried out, the system stayed silent. Now, white farmers are feeling a taste of the same abandonment. Okay? Suddenly, the news is all over. They can't even stop covering it. Okay? So, that is part of the history. When economic hardship hit, like the trade wars or when it was COVID 2019, the government handed out billions of dollars to help farmers. But one thing for sure is that the majority who got these billions of dollars, it was white farmers. In 2020 alone, white farmers received over 97% of federal aid. 97%. Black farmers, barely 0.1%. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section, because I've just read about it and researched about it. So tell me in the comment section. I don't want to give information that is wrong. Kindly assist me on this. We are talking, we are discussing. So let's move together. When a plan came out to finally help black farmers, a debt relief plan under the Biden administration, something happened. White farmers sued that. They did not want that to happen. Yes, they didn't want that to happen. The same white farmers right now are crying were the ones fighting against black farmers receiving help. So they didn't want equity. No equality. I always say this. There is white system, some of these white structures, they don't want equity with black people. And that's what is happening to South Africa. That's what is happening to white South Africans and black South Africans. Not all white South Africans, but a few of them, they don't want equity. They don't want to sit on the same table with black people. And this is what happened to my black and white farmers. White farmers did not want to sit on the same table with black farmers. Now, some might ask the question, why aren't black farmers rising up in protests right now? Okay? Why? What is happening right now? Black farmers are not complaining. They are not protesting. They are not screaming like the others are doing. And I think this is because black farmers have been here before. They know this game. They have played it full 90 minutes plus extra time. They have played these games, and this isn't new to black farmers. Okay? So they know how it feels like. Black people have been here. They have been ignored by the government. They have been watching their land stolen or undervalued. They apply for help and be rejected without even the cause. Why they are rejecting? They have been forced into debt with no way out. Now, when white farmers are saying that the system is failing them, black farmers already knew that. They have been screaming since 1910, but no one listened to that. Now, the ones who were once the face of American agriculture are feeling betrayed. And the irony is that they are looking for sympathy from the very people they ignored. And that's why we always say black people told you about this. Black farmers told you about this, because when black people are going to the street, it's a message to everybody that the system is failing. But because you are living under the privilege, and that's why I say each and every time to my white brothers and sisters, especially working class and poor white people, the system is not for you. You are part of creating the system, the supremacy. You are being used to create that supremacy, because without you hating on the other group, there's no supremacy. Black communities have been living on this for so long. Now, let me talk about how black communities are reacting, first of all, because many are saying, now you care, others are shaking their head like, this is karma. I understand everyone has the reaction to come out, but the worstest voices in the room, they are saying that this is not new. And personally, I'm saying this is not new, and this is how the system works, and it uses you, then it discards you. Now, one thing, Donald Trump is just representing the white supremacy, and everything he is doing is what the supremacy needed to do. So black people knows this plan. From housing to education to farming, it is the same pattern. Instead of rushing to cry with white farmers, many black folks are using the moment to reflect. And they are saying things like, if they are turning on you now, imagine what they did to us for 400 years. This isn't about revenge. This is about recognition that black people are not lying. Black people are not playing victim. Black people are not exaggerating. The system was always broken. It just broke on the white farmers right now. So, you ever notice how the media suddenly gets loud when white folks are in pain? Look at how much coverage white farmers are getting right now. When I go on this foreign media, I see. And meanwhile, for decades, black farmers had to sue the government just to be heard. I remember reading about the famous Pigford lawsuits, proved systematic racism within the USDA. Even then, the compensation was delayed, denied, and mishandled. But white farmers, their pain becomes front page news overnight. And this tells you something. This tells you that the pain isn't what gets attention, but whiteness does get attention, the privilege, always. And yet, even in silent, black farmers kept going. Some lost everything, others passed down land in secret, some rebuilt from scratch with zero support. That is resilience. And that's what we call black power. And that's what they have been fighting for, because they don't understand how black people keep on rising every time, despite of falling down time to time. The system doesn't care about farmers, whether you're black or white, but the system only cares about profit, control, and division. That's what you need to understand. If you are black watching this video, if you are white watching this video, the system does not care about you. It cares about the profit. White farmers are now experiencing what black farmers already know, or what black farmers have been experiencing for long. The system uses people against each other. It says to white farmers that you are better than them. You deserve more. And to black farmers that you don't belong here. Stay poor. And when the money runs out, it leaves both in pain. And guess what? When it leaves both you in pain, you will start fighting each other instead of fighting the real enemy. You understand me? The real conversation here is unity and liberation. That is the real conversation at the end of it. That is the solution. It's not about watching white farmers suffer. It's not about crying that the system is unfair, because we already knew that, or black people already knew that. It's about realizing the unity is the weapon. Black farmers need support, need land access, legal protection, financial equity, distribution channels. But they also need the black community to understand how important agriculture is. We can't talk about freedom without food. We need to have food so that you get the energy to talk about freedom. We can't talk about liberation without land. We need land. You need to own something. White farmers rage. You need to organize. Support black-owned farms. Instead of you crying, support black farmers. Let's have unity between white farmers and black farmers. I understand a lot of black people say, no. But at the end of the day, when you have unity, something great will come out. To white farmers, buy black ground produce, educate. To black farmers, educate the youths on agriculture. So it's not just about farming. It's about self-sufficiency. It's about not needing a system that never wanted black people to succeed. The system is cracking right now. The fact that white farmers are complaining is a sign that the system is cracking. It means illusion is breaking. It means people who once believed in the fantasy of fairness are now waking up. And this is an opportunity to black people, not a glut, not to say that we told you so, but a shift narrative. This is where we do power shifting. Don't need to say that we told you, now you see. We need something to ask them. Are you willing to fight for change with us, or will you still fight to be on top? That's the question we need to ask them. Because the future isn't about domination. The future is about restoration. And that only happens when truth is acknowledged and justice is pursued. Family, I understand that we are all watching here with different comments and different perspectives. But if you have made it to watch up to here, this isn't just a video. This is a wake-up call. And here's what we can do, all of us. Support black-owned farms in your area. Educate yourself on land ownership and food justice. Share this message to others to know the truth. Refuse to let media narrative blind you. And most importantly, build, because they can't take what we create with unity, love, and purpose. Till next episode. And my message to the white farmers is that the ones who are hurting right now is, you know, how the black people are going through. They never exaggerated. The black farmers who never stopped pushing, we see you. To the system that thought people will stay silent, is that even if we are ignored, we are done with that. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Until next episode, peace out.